if you buy the right way, jewelry is one of the best investments you can make. Gold and diamonds is a very, very safe place to park your money. You just have to make the right investments and deal with the right jewelers.
Hey guys, in celebration of our 50th episode, we're having our first ever contest. And it's not just any contest, it's a giveaway. And it's not just any giveaway, valued up to $1,000. Now we're gonna announce the winner at our Sunday night live stream, 6 p.m. Sunday night, February the 18th. We're giving away 2 nights at any Marriott branded hotel up to $1,000, because February is Valentine's month. It's going to be incredible. All the information is in the link below. Be sure and sign up today. Hey guys, welcome to the Troy Gramling podcast. I am so glad that you have chosen to tune in today. You know, we're always trying to talk to interesting people about the interesting aspects of their life and how we can all learn to be more successful in life. Today, I've got some really special guests that do something we're all interested in. Now, before I introduce them, I do want to remind you, if you haven't already, be sure and subscribe and share. We're on all the platforms. And if you're listening on audio, there's a video version on YouTube and Rumble. And we drop every Thursday. So again, thanks for being here. And I have with me today, George and Melanie from Diamond Talk and Coliseum Collective. We're going to talk about what those businesses are, but thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thank you, Pastor Troy, for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it is a true honor. So you guys are in the jewelry business. Yep. For those of you who are not, who are listening on the audio version, if you're watching the video version, you can tell you're in the jewelry business or know a good jeweler.
Yes. We actually chose to wear them so we could kind of, for the people watching, to kind of see firsthand, because I feel like when you see it, you kind of have more of an understanding to the extent of what we do.
Yes, it's very nice. So let's talk about these two real quick, and then we'll just talk about jewelry, because I'm interested.
No problem.
I like jewelry, as do most people. But first of all, let's talk. What is Diamond Talk and Coliseum Collective? All right. What's the difference?
All right. Coliseum Collective is a manufacturer that we run. We service 150 jewelers all over the world. We make all their pieces, things of that nature, from A to Z, and then wholesale, and then they in turn retail it to their clients. And Diamond Talk is a retail location that I own with another partner of mine, and we sell retail as well.
And Coliseum Collective makes their jewelry as well, like their custom pieces.
So I'm a client of Coliseum Collective as well.
Okay. So I can walk in. Is it a physical store online?
Yes.
So I can walk in and purchase, or if I own a jewelry store,
you could set up an account with us with your resale certificate, and we do some background search and make sure everything is okay, legible, credible, and then we could form a relationship of starting there.
Now, did you get into the retail or the wholesale first? Which did y'all get into?
Well, it's funny you ask. I started as a consumer, like literally when I first, I want to say around 2009 or 2010, right?
Yep.
More or less. Mm-hmm. I was always into jewelry, but at the time, I didn't like really, because we're from New York. I'm from New York originally, and she's from New York originally. And at the time, I didn't like the things that I was seeing being made down here. There was probably one jeweler that I was okay, but I still wasn't quite to my liking, because I would always go back to New York for the summers and things of that nature. So I would be on 47th Street and things of that nature of seeing certain things. So anything that I would buy would be from New York. And then in turn, I would wear it here. And then I would have my friends see my pieces, and they would be like, "Man, I like your stuff, man. Can you get me put me in contact with the guy?" And the guy is a New York based jeweler. He wasn't really open to just it wasn't back then.
He was wholesale.
He was wholesale.
Actually, now that I think about it.
And it wasn't like how it's so easy to just throw stuff in the mail. back then. It wasn't like Amazon was really not good. You know, people weren't open to just blindly ordering things,
especially a jewel, something that expensive.
Exactly.
Yes. So
now, before you finish, tell me what's the biggest. Like so you say, you didn't like what's the difference? Like,
okay, it just was primitive.
Okay.
So, you know, without being offensive, I won't say the jewelers' names, but it just wasn't
simple. I mean, what does that mean?
The settings were bad, the quality of the stones were bad.
Okay.
So it weren't, you know, you would pay X amount of dollars for something and you wouldn't really be getting
the quality. Because these companies, jewelers, they buy stuff commercial. They're called like commercial goods, and they're basically like machine set. Like the stones in a chain will be set by a machine. They'll be from another country like India or China.
So I'm going to feel really bad about my jewelry before leaving here today. Or not. I'm already starting to think.
You're like, where did I go wrong?
Well, that means I'm doing a good job. Get you over there. Diamond talk.
So people, you know, people that have money, because jewelry is an investment,
right?
And you really think, and if you pay the money and you get the right stuff, you can have it forever, and you can
definitely
resell it in the future or something. But if you get something with bad quality, you're not going to be able to.
And that's the misconception that I've had to educate our client base, whether it's a athlete, actor, entertainer, regular working day person. I just have to explain to them, like, they're like, well, should I go for the quality? Say, listen, the fact that you're buying from us, we're controlling what goes into your piece. So as long as you pay for it the right way, the value will always be there. What's happened is that people have paid 10 times over what the piece is really valued, and in turn, if they want to sell it and trade it, then they'll get pretty much
never get their money back.
60% of the initial value, not what they bought it at. So say if they bought something for $1,000 and it was really worth $100, you know, now they tried to sell it and they get $50. They're like, oh my God, I lost $950.
Right.
But the problem was
it was never worth that.
It was never worth
from the
that.
beginning.
Wow. Because, you know, when it comes to jewelry, I think most of us, you know, unless you're an aficionado, it's kind of like cars, right? I mean, a diamond is a diamond. You know, we know there's levels, but we really don't understand it, you know?
Exactly.
And gold, whether it's 24 karat or 10 karat, it's gold, you know? Yep. And so it's easy to get taken advantage of if you don't know.
Exactly.
And these companies like K Jewelers or like the ones that you find in the mall, they take advantage of that. The fact that you don't really know the difference, and they give you these certificates and all these things, so you think, oh my gosh, I bought it from K, and you're really not.
You're telling me K's crooked?
Yeah. Listen.
They're not crooked. They're just not
right.
They're overpricing the items.
Yeah.
If we were to make it custom, we could get you better quality for a
fraction
lower
of the price.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So if you go spend $20,000 on an engagement ring, you might get a little tiny, like a 1 carat.
Yeah.
A 1 carat stone, something, you know, it's not tiny, but it's small. But it's not, for $20,000 in independent manufacturer, we could get a bigger, nicer stone where the value will be there. So they're just overpricing it because they are.
Well, because we're ignorant.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't
As
know
a consumer, we're ignorant.
Exactly. So, like I said, how we got into the manufacture, how I got into the business was I started off as a consumer through getting things from New York. I would go back and forth. I built a relationship with a jeweler that he would send the pieces, and then I would sell them in turn to my friends. And then one day I was like, well, hold on a second, because at that time we were doing real estate, and I'm saying to myself, man, hold on, I can make money from this, you know, because when I'm selling them the pieces, I could still put on a profit for the legwork and the work that I'm putting in, but still give them a better quality that they wouldn't have gotten anywhere else, and still a better product. And that's how eventually it started migrating into me becoming a jeweler. But it was a long process because, you know, when you sum it up, I was watching Steph Curry have an interview, and because I'm like you, I'm into sports, basketball, and I always kind of like use those analogies to compare to help people understand better. And when he said something, he said, they were asking him like, hey, can you walk us through the process of how you became, who you are today? And he was like, man, I couldn't replicate this process if I wanted to, because that's because God has always put things in the right places. And, even it might have been a challenge at the time, but that was where you were supposed to be and going through things, and you just can't replicate it. So I think about it because I'll meet people and say, hey, how can I become a jeweler? How can I do a manufacturing? How? And I think back, and it was just so much and it, like, I couldn't replicate it if I wanted to. But staying on task. So when I built a bunch of different relationships with the jewelers in New York, the manufacturers in New York, and then in turn I built relationships with jewelers here in Miami, and then I got into the watches, selling watches through friends and clientele base, through athletes, because we had manifested relationship with certain big time athletes down here, and we would sell to their team, to their friends, and it just kind of piece by piece came together. And
now, were y'all married at the beginning of this?
No,
or together?
We were together now.
We weren't married yet.
So what'd you think when he said, hey, I'm gonna go into the jewelry business?
I said, this is great, but let's open up an
ring?
LLC.
Yes,
right?
yes,
yeah.
Because
that was one of the main questions.
Literally, it was like selling from the out of my trunk from my car. Like you would hear people say from the garage.
Let's make this like more legit. Like you're doing like side street deals. Like let's make like a business and maybe one day get an office.
Yep.
And then he's like, okay. So then Gould Luxe was born.
Yeah.
But Gould Luxe was like just a collective of, we would cater like as a concierge for luxury items, anything luxury. It could be a bag or a cars, boats, real estate, everything luxury. So anything, and then jewelry was also a part of that, and watches.
Art as well.
And art. Oh yeah. Art.
I'm sure you would like Gould Luxe because we do real estate, boat sales, art, cars. So everything luxury. Wow. That was my niche, because I was always into those things, and I was able to hone the craft of just creating. Whether it be like somebody would buy a car, we've built out cars for athletes in the past, and similar to just under the Gould Luxe umbrella. But what happened is, over time, I just noticed that the jewelry was more consistent in the foundation. And I just, I want to say, when was it? In 2018, 2019?
During, it was before COVID.
Yeah, before COVID.
It was close.
A little bit, but I was like, you know what? Right now I want to just...
We're going to focus on jewelry.
I
still do real estate from time to time, and I have
you get bored if you don't.
I know. You just got to mix it up.
Yeah, and I seen an opportunity to partner up and purchase and manufacturing. We got 30 employees, and we've been going ever since. So we're looking to open our first retail door of Diamond Talk within the next 6 months. 6 months, and the goal is to just have retail locations all over the country.
Right. And where are you opening? Where's the first one going to be opening?
Metro Mall.
Yeah,
we already have the lease. We already have everything, because the Coliseum Collective stays where it's at.
Right.
We're gonna branch out and expand that eventually, but the goal is to just have all our own retail location.
And I'm starting a line of like women's more fine jewelry and small delicate pieces, because Diamond Talk is very loud, and it's for the big diamonds and all these very
super expensive.
That's what George wears.
Super expensive, big. This is more like a feminine.
Right.
It's going to be called Privileged.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So that's in the works.
So how big I'm just going to kind of ramble around here, but how big of a deal was lab diamonds to the market?
Well, lab diamonds, right now we're in the era where people want the look, but they don't want to pay the price. Whether if they have the money or don't have the money. I've seen instances where people have the money, but they just rather not overinvest in jewelry. They just want the look. I like lab diamonds, but I just want people to understand that, hey, at the end of the day, it has no value. You're basically going to have the gold. You're going to have the look. But if, you want to pass this down for generation or use this to sell, to buy a car or things of that nature, you're not going to get anything for those lab diamonds. That's the only misconception.
So it's more like I guess it's a higher quality than a...
Yeah, it's a real diamond.
You can make it whatever quality.
Yeah, it's a real diamond. It's
They take out the imperfections.
Yeah.
But the value of it
diamond
is not more than what do you call the other stones?
Natural stones. No, the natural stones, the gems and the rubies. No. But,
because it's an unlimited supply? Is that the basic idea of it?
Yeah, because you make it. It's made, so you can't... The diamonds are natural, so you have to...
They're rare.
mine it and manufacture and refine it over time. You can run out of diamonds.
Right.
Like right now, they're recycling certain stones that would be cut stones, and now they're taking them back and refining them because that way you could keep the supply of the natural stones coming in.
So I guess then it becomes art as well as... art has value because it's created by an artist, and there's a limited, when you start making copies, it can still be beautiful.
Yes.
It just doesn't have the value.
Yes, yes.
And so a lab diamond is, because it's unlimited, there's many as they want to make.
Yeah.
It's
And there
pretty.
are different types too.
Yeah, they use the same charts as VS, E color, F color, flawless.
So really they're overcharging for lab diamonds if they don't have any value. Because you can buy those, what is it, zirconia or whatever
those are not lab diamonds.
Right, but I'm saying they're a lot cheap. In other words, if there's no value in it.
Are super cheap.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not lab.
Right.
Lab is like a step up.
Right.
Okay.
But quality wise. But so I guess that's why it's a little more value.
Different style, a whole different stone within itself.
Yeah, moissanite.
Moissanites are another stone that they look like diamonds, but they're not.
I'm well acquainted.
Yeah.
I told you I was going to feel bad about my jewelry before I laughed.
He's like, I know those.
This is my philosophy about jewelry. You just need one real one.
Right? Exactly.
One real one, and then everybody is afraid to ask whether the
rest are
real.
Yes. But listen, in anything, you have to crawl before you can walk. You start from somewhere, and then if you focus your energy, if that's something you want to attain and achieve, you'll be able to get the real deal. Just take steps.
And if you come, you know us, so
yeah, you come to us.
That's right. Stop going to K's. Stop going to K's. Or sales. Or
stop.
Just come to Diamond Talk Privilege. We got you guys. Don't worry. And we'll educate you in the process.
So, like David Yurman, which is it's a store, but it's a designer. In some sense. Yeah. So I guess is what he does similar to what y'all do? Or
yes. Because he's making his own brand. He has his brand, and he is making his own line. And that's like, these pieces are from our line. These are from the Diamond Talk exclusively pieces that you won't see other jewelry. You can't walk into stores and see these pieces.
So can we take some pictures of those or whatever?
Course.
So if you go to if you're listening to the audio version, if you go to the video version, we'll actually put some pictures up of what they're wearing today, which is quite impressive.
And then you can go on Instagram at Diamond Talk Only and Privileged on Instagram, and you can get
but it's not privileged spelled privilege. It's PRVLGD.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some business cards. You could take a picture.
It's probably got
it's like unknown, like unknown in Aventura Mall.
Right.
Where they're missing some letters.
Now is that, I heard that, is that LeBron, is LeBron James got anything to do with that?
Yes.
Okay.
As a matter of fact,
does he still?
The owner,
Jared
and Frankie Walker played a big role in me getting into jewelry and selling to the athletes, because we manifested a relationship with them when they were here, and we're able to.
They were the original.
Yeah, original owners.
Guys, like they came up with the whole concept.
Yeah. So yeah, LeBron. That's like LeBron's store, like the partnership amongst them.
I always heard that.
Yeah, real cool people, and again, like I said, that's the relationships that we were able to manifest through knowing them allowed us to be able to sell and make things for other clients and stuff like that.
Now, so do you think, have you discovered our athletes, or I guess, well, let me ask it a different way. Your clientele. Mm-hmm. So being, you're independent, and do you find that they're more educated, just as uneducated as everybody else when it comes to, jewelry itself?
Some of them are educated from experience of
bad experiences.
Yeah. And then some of them don't have an idea, and they look out by meeting us and coming to us because, again, we pride ourselves on making sure we deliver quality and building it on quality.
I don't even think they understand how lucky they are to come across.
Yeah.
Like when you can control what goes into your piece, you can't do that with a lot of other jewelers because they'll lie to you and say, yeah, we use this type of stone, but really when you go to resell it to another jeweler or something like that, that's how most people find out that what they bought was not that great when they come into it. So they'll come in with a Cuban chain full of diamonds, and we're like, hey, we cannot, the goods that were used here were not what you think.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then it causes a whole thing. So,
well, the person selling you, they're doing the best they can, but they're salespeople. They're, they're not involved as you guys are in the jewelry business itself.
Oh, they are. No, they are.
The salespeople?
Yeah. We're not talking about a retail, a K jeweler. We're talking about mom and pop's jewelry store downtown Miami where you go and they're owned by their dad is there and the mom is there and everybody's there. It's a family business. So they do know that they're selling you not so good stuff, but
well, I'm taking up for my friends at K's. They didn't lie to me. Tell me they didn't lie to me. I cannot let Stephanie listen to this podcast.
Stephanie, go on and click. Go to the next one.
We got you, Steph.
So now I noticed both of you guys are wearing white as opposed to yellow. Mm-hmm. So I
switch it up.
I was going to ask, does one come hotter than the other, or does
come? I feel like right now this is a cross that we just made. Partnered up with another one of my guys, Jules, and we came up with this. But this is rose in here as well. Rose is a popular,
like a pink gold.
I noticed right now rose gold is a popular color.
It's in?
Yeah. Everybody tends
I don't care. I'll switch it up.
We switch it up.
I wear rose. I wear whatever I feel like wearing.
I switch it up.
Why is white gold more expensive than yellow gold?
Oh, because you have to use more natural gold for it to stay white.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happens is with gold,
it turns gold.
It turns gold. So if you want rose gold or if you want it to stay white gold, you have to use more gold percentage wise. In just saying, if you want to make a key, let's say if you want to make this chain is 160 grams of natural 14K gold. Now in the mixture you would have alloys, and then you have gold. So in the white gold you use more gold than you would use alloy.
Oh, okay.
So that way.
And 24 karat is solid gold?
Solid natural gold.
And 10 karat, I guess, is that about the lowest?
That's the lowest that has more copper and alloys in that to get to the 10K.
And the less gold it has, I guess, the harder.
Yes.
The harder it is.
The jewelry. Like a 24 karats, it's soft.
Yeah, very soft. It's very hard to make. We just made a beautiful Hermes link for a client. It was all 24. And there was a lot of porosity. Naturally, it's just you can't avoid it because it's all natural gold. The copper and alloys is what refines it and makes it more solid, more durable.
What about because I guess in some way jewelers are always trying to find a way to broaden their clientele. And so, you have hollow necklaces and stuff like that, which I imagine is, a 10 karat gold necklace that's hollow is going to be a lot cheaper than
solid. Yeah. There are different ways of attaining the look, but still saving money. The only thing with that is you just want to make sure you are saving the money, because sometimes the jewelers will sell you something hollow at a price that it should have been solid. So
even if because I can see where, let's say a solid chain or necklace is, I don't know, $1,000. Okay. I mean, it's be a lot more than that. But then I get a hollow one for $250.
Yes.
I'm thinking I'm getting a deal, but maybe it's only worth $50.
Exactly.
That's exactly what happens.
That's exactly
precisely what's happening.
Exactly what's happening. So what we're doing is making sure that I look at it like I tell my clients, when you have a good jeweler, it's like having a good doctor, a good lawyer. You hold on to it. It's not good to jump around, because when you jump around, you don't get to develop that relationship and that trust that you would have with the jeweler, Unless you have a bad jeweler, then obviously you search until you find a good one. But when you do find a good jeweler that's going to take care of you, listen, at the end of the day, we all in this to make money,
right?
But you can do it in a way that everyone's
it's reasonable.
Happy. Yeah, right. Everyone's happy.
So if you go to the mall and buy just whatever jewelry store, but just what's the basic markup of jewelry?
Oh, from my experience,
500%.
Yeah. I've seen some things where, because we do a lot of buybacks as well from clients, and sometimes it's not stuff we make. And when you hear the numbers that they've paid, and again, like I said, I'm not going to throw jewelers under the bus, but man, the markups go anywhere from, like she said, 500%.
And then it looks like we can't help them, because we're just like, but you bought it too high. Like, we can only give you this. This is what it's worth.
Yeah.
And we give a good amount towards the value. Like, we'll give more than like the pawn shop.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
But they're just so floored by like the amount they paid versus what they're getting back in general, and they're just like, oh my goodness. I took a bath with this chain. That happens a lot.
But I will tell anyone, if you buy the right way, jewelry is one of the best investments you can make. Gold and diamonds is a very, very safe place to park your money. You just have to make the right investments and deal with the right jewelers and the right companies.
Watches also.
Watches, yeah, definitely. Even watches.
You buy the right ones.
No, all
at the right
watches,
price.
Yeah. But there you go. It's all about the pricing. Honestly, we've seen a trend with the whole COVID thing that investing in jewelry, watches were better than the real estate market. So again, like I said, it's very important that you just make the right investment and buy the right pieces.
Now, so if you're going to go to the mall and buy something, all right, some dummy out there, all right, not me,
asking for a friend, right?
Asking for a friend. Is there more value, or are you going to be overpriced more like Tiffany? So you're not just buying the gold, you're also buying the brand name.
You're buying the brand.
Is that safer than
Listen, it's safer. Definitely it's safer, because at least you'll go. But when you go to Tiffany's and let's just say you'll spend, you saved up money and you want to pop the question and you want to invest and get your wife something nice. I've seen people go into Tiffany and spend $20,000 for a 1 carat ring. It's beautiful. It's from Tiffany's. But now they want to say, okay, well, I don't want to go back to Tiffany's. I'm a little bit more educated. I'm going to go to an independent jeweler. I want to trade this in, and I want to go up to a 2 carat. Then they find out that, hey, that Tiffany's purchase was not a good move.
Right.
Because
unless you find somebody that values Tiffany's items as much as you do, and then you sell it to them.
Right.
And that's the way. But when you're trying to just sell something out of nowhere, it's
trade
hard
it
to
in.
find that.
Yeah, you're going to get a fraction of the price.
And it's something that we would have to hold on to till that right person comes walking along like, oh, I love Tiffany. And Troy will try to sell it to them. But It's very hard to find.
It's really no value.
And you can't go back to Tiffany with it either.
Right.
So it's like
So,
you're stuck with it.
They don't buy back.
I would say it's probably a 600% markup for them.
Wow.
But they got overhead.
Right.
They got expenses,
Right.
marketing. So listen,
They have their own factory. They have their own
manufacturing. And at the end of the day, you are at least getting what you paid for going to Tiffany's. You're
going to get the quality
that you paid for at least. That's the thing, because you could go somewhere else and spend that same amount of money, and then they tell you, yes, it's VS, it's E color, F color, no inclusions, and then you're like, okay, and then when you come down to it, if you get educated and find out, you realize there was nothing what the jeweler told you.
I think also technology is affecting the industry bad, because in the past, there was no test to detect these lab stones.
Yeah.
So they couldn't, the little diamond tester that they have, that looks like a pen. You can buy it on Amazon for like $12. Those couldn't detect lab stones. So a lot of people were walking around here thinking they're great. But now they have these computers that you put we have one in the office.
Also, now you can tell.
Yes, you can.
Even if it's not, you can just tell by the stone itself.
Yeah,
you put it in the computer and it comes up a different color.
Yeah, it's like a thermal. It's like a thermal test.
So it's not got to be engraved or anything.
No.
You can. If I came to you and said this was real,
we have a gold gun. We have the gold gun. We have a thermal tester, and we could test your gold. And then we have the machine where we could test your diamonds and tell you if it's
how many
CVD,
of them are
HTHP. That's high temperature, high pressure. That's another form of way of they make a stone. That's not natural. And moissanite or cubic zirconia, things of that nature.
I mean, to me, that kind of, because I didn't know that kind of changes everything. Because because what I've always heard is they're basically diamonds. You know what I mean? And that people couldn't tell unless they were engraved. You know what I mean? So in your mind, you think you're buying a diamond, but if you can tell the difference, you're not buying a diamond.
That's purely new.
Yes, exactly.
The technology is getting more advanced.
Technology is definitely bridging the gap. Instagram is helping clients as well from a consumer standpoint with prices, because you can educating. I've seen now a trend of where guys are doing more homework and come with more questions when they're making a big purchase and stuff of that nature. Right.
Yeah, you can look. At least there's places to go.
Yes, there's places to go. And
if you want to know.
Like I said, I don't. Yeah, if you want to know. But
hey, you got that 18 months same as cash?
Yes, right. No. Listen,
I don't care if it's real. I just want to know if you got that 18 months same as cash.
I was telling her about that. Like, hey, maybe we should set up a little program,
like a layaway.
No. Like the credit. Remember, we just set that up.
Maybe we
the
can.
Credit program.
There you go.
They do that at some doctor's office. Care credit.
That's it.
You can set it up.
They do it everywhere
Dual
now.
credit.
That's right.
Dual credit.
That's right.
But
We could go on forever.
wow.
Maybe we can have you guys back sometime in the future. I'd love to talk to you about what you've learned about business, what you've learned about leadership.
Definitely. There's so much. Listen, and I also I have a pretty big clientele base. I want to and I'll help you guys get them on. That way they can kind of tell you about how they met us.
Yeah,
and things
that'd be
of that
great.
nature and how they've benefited from what we do.
No, it's interesting. Like I said, what you do is, of course, beautiful. And, there's always value and I think some kind of fulfillment in creating something beautiful, creating something that creates emotion in people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that you're there for the biggest moments in their life.
Fact.
It is
yes,
nice.
Yes.
I mean, you're a part of that, whether it's a financial breakthrough or a wedding or whatever it is that you just, that they went out and purchased that piece, something special was going on.
Yeah, we've been a part of a lot of that. And it's nice to know,
It is. It's a nice industry, actually.
It's a nice industry.
It's really nice.
Just get rid of those mall
the
jewelry stores.
Competitors. Just come to.
Yeah, that's right. Diamond Talk.
Diamond Talk.
Diamond Talk. Well, it's good to have you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Troy. It's always a pleasure.
I appreciate it so much. And thank you guys. Again, it's always an honor to have you come and spend some time with us. Diamond Talk is kind coming to
Metro
Mall here in South Florida.
Miami.
And if they're online, tell us your handles where they can find you.
You can find me at Diamond Talk Only on Facebook, Instagram, Coliseum Collective. If you're a jeweler, if you're into, you're looking for a manufacturer, and then we have Gould Lux. That's more of the lifestyle, which art, real estate, boats. Did I miss anything? Houses. Well, real estate, yeah. Cars, definitely cars. We have Privileged with her. You want to go ahead?
Privileged Jewelry on Instagram for now.
All right.
But we hope to get on every channel pretty soon.
Awesome. Well, it's good to have you. You guys be sure and check them out and take a moment and share. There's lots of folks out there just like me. Wouldn't hurt to get educated on the jewelry business for sure, especially as Valentine's is it's almost here for sure. Anyways, thanks so much. We'll be back next Thursday, and we're available on all the streams, on all the platforms, and on video version on YouTube and Rumble. So like I said, share it with somebody. Give us a I like, or you're great, or you're wonderful, or even tell us if you didn't like it. And we'll see you next Thursday. God bless.